Hey, you. Welcome back to the channel. Guys, today a very exciting and important video. This is on network suppliers. So we've now opened up the network supplier uh, opportunity here where you can become a network supplier. And we're going to talk a little bit about what a network supplier does, why we feel this is so very important, and what it could mean to you in this cryptocurrency of Bitcoin MYK. So, first, we want to try to understand what Bitcoin MYK is and what does it do exactly and why we feel it's so important to the cryptocurrency space. So, first, we have to understand the mechanics of the cryptocurrency that controls every other cryptocurrency for the most part, and that's Bitcoin. Now, we know that most cryptocurrencies trade through Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes down, it's pulling everybody down with it. It goes up, pretty much it's going to pull every cryptocurrency up with it as well. And that is because many of these cryptocurrencies are tethered to Bitcoin. You're not going to be able to go in and purchase these cryptocurrencies without first purchasing Bitcoin, right? So they're joined at the hip. And so the importance of Bitcoin is of the utmost importance. All of the institutional money's first going to Bitcoin. All the investment dollars are pretty much first going to go to Bitcoin. Billions of dollars are being transacted every day in Bitcoin. And so Bitcoin's biggest problem at this point in time is that it doesn't work well as a money, and it needs to very badly. It works like gold or store value, but it doesn't achieve the idea of transacting money properly every day. This is where Bitcoin MYK comes in as a fork of Bitcoin. It is the money to Bitcoin, right? But it's different than what you've normally heard. Every time you mine Bitcoin or buy more Bitcoin, you generate more Bitcoin MYK. Um, Bitcoin MYK is able to scale, it's able to move faster than Bitcoin. And coupled with a hub and a social network in its own ecosystem, Bitcoin MYK allows a more easier way for people to integrate into Bitcoin, to use it with a very user friendly interface, and to be able to solve one of Bitcoin's biggest, hugest problems, right? And that's it being a movers of money. It's done by comparing two blockchains, ledgers that move simultaneously together. So you can look at the Bitcoin ledger and you can look at the Bitcoin MYK ledger over the Waves network, and you're able to determine how much Bitcoin MYK you should hold. Now, where this comes in with the network suppliers is how we distribute this token out. How do we get it out? How do we make it fully decentralized? Now, the next part of this that's very important that you need to understand is that Bitcoin as a whole isn't truly decentralized, right? It's the most decentralized cryptocurrency, yet it's not still ideally decentralized. And let me explain what I mean by that. Bitcoin lacks decentralization of developers, it lacks decentralization of miners, right? So, in these particular components, very important components of Bitcoin, you do have centralization. You also lack censorship resistance, which is erroneously thought to be there in Bitcoin. Unfortunately, miners can gang up together, form a monopoly, and deny transactions. That is not censorship resistance. And as long as it's possible for them to do that, they can censor transactions. So censorship is still available in during Bitcoin. The next part is it's not truly decentralized because you have miners that control in an undemocratic way the mining operation of Bitcoin, right? That's why you have so much dominance of Bitcoin in China. We also don't know how many of these mining operations are possibly in cahoots together. It could be several working together, only appearing to not work together. And that is not full decentralization. So, how does Bitcoin MYK, through its system, achieve, or probably we believe will be the first cryptocurrency to achieve true decentralization? That's from being a network supplier. And let's explain what that means. We use a very simple approach where we use the Waves network to piggyback off of the Waves exchange, or rather the Waves platform, Waves of being a cryptocurrency and being a blockchain that is modeled similar to Ethereum. It was meant to be the Ethereum killer, right? Ethereum and Bitcoin, the Ethereum blockchain is the best blockchain to run and the most secure a variety of applications on. Waves, in a similar fashion, following behind Ethereum, we're able to compare these transactions on Bitcoin and Waves, yet have the scalability of the Waves platform, as Waves works on a method of proof of stake and proof of work. It's like a hybrid, such as Bitcoin MYK is. Now, here's how we are able to achieve true decentralization. Because we're able to piggyback off of the Waves blockchain, it allows and frees up for us a lot of resources. And because we don't have the miners, because we're piggybacking off of their blockchain, we don't have the issues of our token being, there being this monopoly on the token where transactions can be censored as well. We have a better distribution system from network suppliers, as we're going to explain how that works now. So network suppliers in phase one, they start off as content influencers, okay? A network supplier has to have at least 500 YouTube subscribers and or 1,000 Facebook followers of other social media sites, and they need to have a Facebook account for what we call a social media verification key, right? Those are the only requirements getting started. A network supplier then will receive, once he's done that, there is an affiliate button on our site that he joins where he receives a link. And what this link does is when he publishes his content or talks about Bitcoin MYK, he gets this link. Now, what this link does is it tracks his activities, who's responding to it, his posts, and through that, he gets positioned in an election, a democratic election over the blockchain, meaning the votes will actually be cast over the blockchain, letting everybody know that they're now up for election to become what we call a top network supplier, right? If you make it to the top network supplier level, you receive 10,000 tokens. Place 2 is 9,000 tokens, and it goes on there, right? Now, if you are not a content influencer, but you want to run in the election, you can. This is a democratic process. Anybody can. But then it will require that the community vote for you over the blockchain, same as a network supplier. So you can be an affiliate, you could be a network supplier, you could be these things that get elected, which is kind of our version of miners, and you can still win and become a top cryptocurrency or network supplier. Now, to kind of understand this process a little bit better, so you understand what's going on here, this is meant to be the best distribution model of a token so far. That's why anybody can become a network supplier. So every 10,000 members, we hold another election, or rather, every time the platform grows 10 times, we hold an election. So our first election will occur when we hit our first 10,000 users. Then it'll go to 100,000 users. So let's talk a little bit, now that you kind of understand that process of basically being this network supplier to actually distribute tokens. Let's explain exactly the mechanics of how you do that. So once people know about Bitcoin NYK, what it does, its use cases, and understands it, as we're going to cover a bit in this video, if they sign up to use the Bitcoin NYK network under your link, right? Now here's the beauty of it. You're going to receive at least 2,000 Bitcoin NYK tokens just for posting the link, right? That's all you got to do. Post it or produce it in your content some kind of way, or post it over social media that meets these qualifications. You're going to receive 2,000 right there off the bat. Now, to understand the concept and some of the ideas of what you do with these tokens, it is, once you become a network supplier, it is completely up to you to either just keep all the tokens, do what you wish with them, or distribute them out to whoever you wish for whatever reasons you wish. Now, a strategy that some network suppliers may use, is not required, it's all optional, because this is all about community, a democratic election, decentralization, and people electing who they want to represent them in the community to distribute tokens or to do whatever they feel right. It's just like electing a public official. Once you elect them, it's up to them to pretty much do the things that, are required of them. Same thing here. But a smart network supplier who wants to become a top network supplier, he may opt to distribute out many of his tokens, a portion of them, some of them, or all of them. It's all up to them. And by doing this and getting a good rapport with the community, he can then turn to the community and go, well, I gave you so many of these valuable tokens. Would you vote for me in the upcoming election over the blockchain? And if they vote for you, you'll get more tokens. And that's the name of the game, right? Community and getting the community to support you, and you in turn support it. At least that's the best strategy, or or a strategy you can use. Now, you can also just keep the tokens as long as you post your link and you promote it, you talk about it, you put it on your content. That's enough to get the first round of tokens, and you can try to be elected that way. Now, if you want to be a network supplier, but you don't have the influence like that, you can just be a basic affiliate, and they get it's a different scale. They bring in so many people a week and whatnot, and they get so many cryptocurrency for it. But it's a little bit different from just posting to one post or doing a video or something like that. They would have to they would get paid less, but they could still work their way up, and they could still be part of the elections. If you have any questions about that, if you don't fit the criteria, but you want to participate, just contact us in the comment section or on the site, and we'll explain more in detail about how you can still be part of the elections without being a network supplier, because the point of this is making this so anybody can participate pretty much, right? So let's talk a little bit about why you would want to be a network supplier. Is this a valuable token, or is this just another dreamed up token, another baloney token that's not going to fare very well? And we're going to tell you why we think this is going to do very well, and we're going to tell you why we believe that it is a good idea to participate in this program and the value of this token. So first, to understand the Bitcoin NYK token, you first have to understand what it is exactly. So you got the part about it being kind of this money to Bitcoin, but it's much more than that. Bitcoin NYK is also what you might call a cross-chain token. That means it operates on other blockchains and it has value. Social networks like Steemit, Whale Shares, and Bear Shares, you can exchange your Bitcoin NYK tokens for their cryptocurrencies through the means of it being a cross-chain token. Another thing you have to understand is the relationship between growth in value of social networks in comparison to the user base, meaning the more users you get, ideally you can gain more value to the token, provided that the site and there's a standard way of monetization. Now, we use a lot of traditional ways to monetize these sites, where other cryptocurrency blockchains pay us, things from advertising to even offers that you could complete if you should so wish. But the bottom line of what this does is the network grows and as the value of the network grows, this creates more money and growth and value throughout the course of the network throughout a very user-friendly interface, right? So that means that people can mass adopt it easier if they can use social media. They can easily use this site and the wallets. Then they're able to transition into cryptocurrency much easier, right? So this has been carefully thought out. It has been designed to do these things, to grow with value, to grow with community, and create a ecosystem. Now, besides just being able to use it as a cross-chain token, you can also use it to purchase things on the website itself. So this is a valuable token. And as the community grows, it grows more value. And as we participate more together as a community, we can control the value and the growth of this token. We do not have to depend on some centralized authority or some happening in the cryptocurrency market, like some people just coming in with a lot of money and dumping it. Together as a group, we can grow the value of this token whenever we want. We only have to decide that. So besides getting the value through the traffic and a variety of things like that, you also have the decentralized exchange we trade on now. We have hit over $1 for one token so far. And like any other new token that starts off, there's going to be a little bit of volatility there, or in some cases, a lot of volatility. But at this point in time, a lot of people are holding on to the token as like many of us believe that the value will rise. And so you can liquidate the cryptocurrency over an exchange for other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Waves tokens, Bitcoin Cash, Dash, Ethereum, many. And so very excited about this token. Very excited about network suppliers. We believe network suppliers is going to get us to this full decentralization over every other cryptocurrency that exists out there, and may become one of the most well-distributed tokens out there, right? So you meet all of these requirements, and this is what you get once you win the election. So the person who gets the most votes in, they're going to get an additional 10,000 BTCM tokens. The second place, 9,000, third, 8,000, fourth, 7,000, 5, 6, and it's going to go on and on and on. And the last place, you're going to get an additional 1,000 tokens to distribute, right? The elections are going to keep repeating until we distribute all these tokens. So it's all about being a person who can distribute these tokens out either through your referral link or either through being some type of influencer or just being a person who is willing to put themselves out there and let them know about this token, because we know in cryptocurrency, it's all about the community, the most wallets, and if this can be used as a money and a means of exchange so it has a true value and use case. To understand also where the value of this token comes from, we've done many videos on this. We can link you to important videos about the founder's wallet, about Bitcoin holders when they claim. Now, I want to move into this part real quick. Why have we incorporated Bitcoin holders into this? So here's what you need to understand. Bitcoin is still the biggest cryptocurrency out there with billions upon billions of dollars being transacted every day. Probably has the best chance of doing many of the things in cryptocurrency we wish it to do, whether that be money, be mass adopted. Probably will happen with Bitcoin before any other coin, because Bitcoin already has about 50 million wallets, whereas probably the next coin only has about a quarter of that or a tenth of that, right? Nobody is even close to Bitcoin. So that's why we need to have Bitcoin involved with this. If we can ideally have those 50 million wallets, see the value in Bitcoin MYK, which makes sense as they don't have to purchase the token, that could make us a very high value token in that regard. Now, as far as understanding how economics works with a money, it's all about who has the wallet and who's transacting this money back and forth and actually using it. We have marketplace, we have shops where we can transact our dollars back and forth. We have the value of the site that's being value put into it through monetization of advertisements and cryptocurrencies offers and a variety of things. So this is meant to be a cryptocurrency that grows and makes money, and coupled with Bitcoin holders being able to claim these tokens free from their Bitcoin holdings, it also allows for a much more valuable token in that it'll be used by in an idea in theory a lot more people through this Bitcoin fork, right? So we're very excited about this token, and there's a lot of other things you'll be able to do, as you'll see on the site. But we have done a video called "The Many Use Cases of Bitcoin MYK," so you can understand the true value of it and why we believe it's a cryptocurrency you should be involved with and participating with, being a network supplier in through our democratic process. And you can join today. You can get involved today. We'll be more than happy to help get you started. Get 2,000 tokens today from our program just by participating and doing all our steps here. But guys, that's all I want to say in this video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to leave them in the comment section. And if you like content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, take care.